Hey, it's Yolanda at DryerBuzz, and of course, 27 Answers. And you already know what this is because hopefully you are addicted. But listen, for those of you that are catching this around the web, on a friend's timeline, you just found that good. If this is your first one, there are several more before, and there's many more to come. So make sure in whatever platform you're on that you like, follow, subscribe, and please share. All right, it's called 27 Answers, Answer of the Day. This is where we take a few minutes to just kind of help you get your day started, right? And what should be your goal. We already told you about finding your goal mate. Oh my God, I can't even go through the list of things that we've already talked about. But listen, today is that day, just after the holiday, and actually we're recording this just after the Easter holiday, so you know what that means. It's time to say I do. Springtime is here. Yolanda, what do you mean time to say I do? It's time for you to say what you do. I mean, put it on a shirt. Put it on your tagline, put it on a business card, put it on your flyers, put it on your banner, put it on your booth. It's time for you to say what you do. Because during the springtime, people are peeling off layers. They're coming out every time the weather is nice, every time the temperature rises. So comes your opportunity to meet your next and best, your greatest, your customer of a lifetime. Now, answer of the day is for those that are trying to transition from consumer to creative. They're building that passion. And then for those who are going on to become capitalists. So we talk a little bit about that transition, what it means to be in that transition, what it means to be to try to find your lane, to try to, build a brand, as they say. But we don't talk branding. We talk about building a reputation because we already know in one answer we said your logo is cute, but what is your reputation? Here is where you build a strong foundation for your reputation by being able to say what it is clearly and concise, what it is that you do. I do what? It's time to say I do, y'all. It's springtime. Let me tell you, okay, if you do cupcakes, get your shirt. I do cupcakes. We spend so much time and let's just talk about paralysis of analysis, trying to come up with the color scheme, trying to come up with the tagline, the website name, the domain, all of that. Really and simply, all you need to say is, I do. Yolanda, what do? I do buzz. I create buzz. I do buzz. And by that, I mean, I do recordings, I do video, I do audio. You have to figure out how to find yourself in the supply chain. If you are a caterer, a lot of times our customers, and this is where we lose customers, when we give them too many choices up front, and we push our paralysis of analysis because we want to do everything. Whenever you hear somebody say, I do everything, run, because they might not perfect any of it. Okay, we've been there, we've done that, right? So if you are, no matter what it is that you do, and no matter how much it is that you do, how much you can do, you might be a jack of all trades, but a customer is not buying everything. Find that really true one thing that will initiate the relationship of a person becoming your customer. Everybody that you encounter over this spring, over the summertime, going into the fall, during what we call this hyper consumer season, everybody that you encounter, the one thing that they really want to know is, how do I become your customer? The answer to that is I do, and just clearly state what it is that you do. You've got to narrow it down to one thing, and you can let that one thing lead on. If they say, okay, I need that, but I also need, because what's going to happen, and this is a lesson that we've had through all of our books, through all of our boot camps, through all of our consulting, I always ask, what are your customers saying they wish you do? How many times a day are you hearing, I wish you had this, or I wish I could get that, or I wish that's a next level of service. Like, say, for instance, when I went from blogger to author, right? People would come to the website and they would read all these great answers and so forth, and they would say, man, I wish I could download this. Okay, now the downloads weren't quite there yet. We weren't there yet as an industry, but as soon as we got there, I was like, yes, you can download it. And then those that they became my convenience customer, because they would always say, well, I don't have time to go and sit and read the blog. I wish I could download it, right? And so there were several different levels of service, like we put it on CD, then we made it available through downloads when downloads became easy for the consumer, right? And then I had those that were downloading and said, man, I wish I could print this out. I wish you had a print book. But, publishing wasn't where it was. And then when publishing came to that level, we were then able to offer to answer that wish. Those 3 wishes became 3 levels of service. So we have the blog for those who had all the time in the world to sit and scroll the blog. We have the downloads for those who needed it at a convenience. But then we printed. We did the print book, the book signing, went on the tour and all of that for that premium customer. Your premium customer, that person that's ready, willing, and able to give you money right away, they just want to know the one thing that you do. Are you ready? It's springtime, time to spring into business. Okay, even if you listen to this in the fall, time to fall into business. Winter, no matter where you are in our hyper consumer season, can you, in one word, answer the question? You know how somebody walking down the aisle to get ready to say I do, and the justice will say, if there's anyone here that think that these two should not be joined. If I'm somewhere around, go back and listen to that answer, y'all. There's an answer out there where we really talked about your reputation, because what you don't want to do, if you can't say clearly what it is that you do professionally, that you can bring in on time and under budget, right? That's so important. That's another thing. Bring it in on time and under budget, you'll get more customers. But what you don't want to do in this area of social media where we live in public is to be ready to establish that relationship. Have walked down the aisle. Get ready to say I do. And somebody says, hey, I doubt it. You don't want somebody to be out there saying, yeah, they say they cater, but they didn't come in under budget. They came in late. They did this and that. Or they said they make cakes, but that cake was a little dry. Hey, listen, it's about your reputation. But first and foremost, find that one thing that you do that's going to initiate a customer relationship, because people are running around here and all they want to know is the one question: how do I become your customer? You've got to be ready to say what it is that you do. What do you do? And believe it or not, as I work with entrepreneurs, creatives, passionpreneurs, mompreneurs, solopreneurs, small businesses, even big festivals and corporations, when I ask the question, what do you do? It always is the hardest thing for people to answer. Start with that one thing. I don't care how much you do, but you need to know, what am I looking for? Even if somebody asks, what do you do? Because when you go to network and everybody wants to know, what do you do? Right? What do you need? Have you listened to see what they need? Because if you say what it is you do doors and I'm looking for windows, guess what? Oh, well, do you know somebody that do that? And you go, well, I do that too. You don't want to be that person. So you want to make sure that you are always, from this moment on, listening. And when you hear the need that you can satisfy, that's when you jump in. I do. I want you guys to have a beautiful spring relationship with your business. I want you to commit. I want you to walk down any and every aisle with that brand on. Go get your t-shirt. I do. My daughter has a t-shirt. I do lashes. I do hair. And wear the appropriate one, the appropriate title, in the appropriate place. Know who you're talking to. Know what your customers need. Know where you're networking. Know where you're putting your quote-unquote brand. Know what your reputation is before you jump out there and say, I do this and that, because we got to wrap it up right here. Hey, before you say what you do, know it. Be convincing. Jump out there. That's your answer, y'all. The answer of the day is get ready to say, I do. Walk that aisle in your reputation, and that'll become your brand. Guys, this was just another great answer of the day. It's 9 minutes. 9 minutes is up, and you just took some time to learn a little bit more about being the best representative for your business, or whether or not you're going to just jumping out there, you're starting out, you did your vision board, you've gone to the networkers, it's now time to go to the conferences, and you are working on your business cards, your flyers, your booths, and all of that. The one thing you need to say is what it is that you do. Get ready, guys, to say, I do. Hey, I'm Yolanda. I do answer of the day. Okay? That's what I do. And listen, again, if this was your first one, there's more out there on whatever platform you found this one. There's more. There are more links there. Hopefully you have subscribed to our YouTube channel where you can get all the answers of the day. Hopefully you're following us at DryerBuzz.com where you can get more answers. And guess what? We also have some accompanying books and ebooks to help you implement some of the strategies that we talk about in the answer of the day. And you can find those, all of them, over on Amazon.com. But listen, stay where you are, because tomorrow, the Lord willing, the creek don't rise, there'll be another answer of the day with 27 answers.